let's discuss becoming a business loan broker. If you're not familiar with this space, there is huge demand for loans. You can ask pretty much any business owner out there if they need money for their business for whatever reason, and they will say yes. At least the majority of them will say yes. It's going to be very hard to find somebody that says, nah, I'm good. Don't really need any money right now. Most businesses do need loans. So there's huge demand. The commission that you can make for the alternative lending space, which I'll go into in a minute, is up to 18% per loan. So that means that if you get someone a $50,000 loan, you'll make up to $9,000 in commission. That's $9,000 in your pocket. Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna make that on every single loan you do. I'm just saying that's up to 18%. So if you do a $100,000 loan, well, guess what? You're gonna make $18,000 in commission, and so on. So there's over 30 million businesses in the United States. Not every single one, obviously, is going to need money, but most of them will. At least 10 plus million businesses will need a loan. On average, companies get about 3 loans per year in this space because they're short-term loans. It's not, most loans that you're going to do are going to be short-term, so they're not going to be like 5 or 10 year loans. It's going to be, less than a year, let's just say, or less than 6 months on average. It's a great residual income because what's going to happen is you're going to build a book of business. What does that mean? It means every time you get a business a loan, now you have the ability to get them another loan. And not only do you have the ability to get them another loan, but most likely the next loan that they get is going to be even for more money because they're going to pay back the current one and you get them a second one. So that's your book of business. That's your residual income. There's people I know that are pretty big in this space, and they're making hundreds of thousands, potentially millions a year just on the residual income that they get from this. But of course, in your case, you got to start small and grow as you can. But just so you understand, the possibility is there as long as you're willing to do the work. So here's the reasons why I love this business. I started doing this business back in 2014, and I started doing well pretty quickly. And the main reason why was because for me, I'm really good at generating leads, and that's what I teach people how to do here. So again, you can make up to 18% commission per deal, so it's massive profits. You can work as much as you want, part-time or full-time, totally up to you. You can work from anywhere. So if you're in the United States, outside the United States, you're on vacation in Aruba, wherever you want to go, it doesn't matter where you are, you can do this business. Again, the recurring income after a business pays back their loan, about 70% get another. Businesses get on average about 3 loans per year, so you get commission every single time. There's unlimited income potential. Right? There's no limit to how much money you can make doing this business. Completely up to you. Millions of businesses need loans, and there's no money required to get the business off the ground. So what do I mean by that? I mean that once you're learning the business and you're part of my e-learning courses, to get the business off the ground, you do not have to spend money. No one's telling you have to go do paid marketing. No one's telling you that you have to go hire employees. You can literally get leads for free. There's free marketing strategies that we show you how to do. And all you need to do is just put yourself in front of business owners. That's it. So unless you want to spend money, like maybe set up a website or something like that, sure. If you want to do paid marketing, sure. There's money to be spent if you want to. But we're not going to force you to spend any money, just so you understand. The approval rate, once you get to the point where you have a business owner, they fit the filters, right? They have a business that does enough revenue in order to get a loan. Once you get to that point and you talk to the business owner, you understand their needs, the approval rate is very high, okay? Some say it's about 90% once you get to that point because it's not a very strict industry. So what does that mean? It's not like you're walking into a bank and they ask you for 15 pages of documents and they look up everything, even what's your of course your credit score matters and how much profit are you making, how much money do you have in bank, do you own a house, do you own a car. There's a lot of stuff. For this type of loan, it's a lot simpler. They just look at the business. Does the business make enough money to pay back a loan? That's it. They don't really care too much about credit in this case. They don't care about collateral. They don't care if you own a house or not. All that stuff doesn't matter because there's no personal guarantee attached to it. Where if you go to a traditional bank, there's more personal guarantees attached. They want to know what else do you own, right? In this case, there is none of that. So it's literally just looking at the business. And you don't need a license to do this. Okay, so you don't need any type of Series 7 or any type of crazy, degree or license. Anybody can start this business up at any point in time. So what I'm mainly talking about right now is called merchant cash advance, which is part of the alternative lending industry. This is the most popular loan type. Now there are other loan types you can do, but I'll get to that in a second. But this is just the most popular one because it's the most profit that you're going to make. So these are short-term, high-interest loans. So the lenders are taking a huge risk of giving these loans out, so now they obviously have to charge higher interest rates, but that means that, again, you can make up to 18% per deal because of this. So, and just so you understand, it's not like a lot of people say, oh, well, do these people, do these companies even take these loans because they're like that? Of course they do. They do it because they need the money and no one else is giving them the money. This industry has exploded over the last 10 years since the crash of '08, and it's an industry that's kind of turned into like it was a niche, market, and now it's like a full grown, like adult now, I guess you can say. I've read some articles that kind of use that language. And what's happening now is the lenders are smarter. The lenders are doing a better job at helping these businesses grow and getting them the funding that they need. And it's turned to more mainstream. You have companies like PayPal that are providing similar services, American Express, a lot of companies, even Staples for a while got into this industry. So a lot of big players, big brands in the financial space has jumped into this market because it's a legitimate market now. Back in the day, 10 years ago, people looked at it a little different, but nowadays, there's a lot of banks, a lot of large companies getting involved one way or another. Okay, so it's definitely a good market to get into today. The minimum revenue required, out of all the companies I've ever met, the lowest number I've ever seen was $3,500 a month in revenue. That's the minimum where they'll work with that business and try to get them some funding. Okay, so you really don't need to make that much money to get some funding. Okay, now of course, the more money a company makes, the more money they can get, and obviously the more money you can get. But hey, never turn down any deal because you never know, that company can go from $4,000 a month of revenue to $400,000 a month of revenue in a very short time. You never know, and if you're their person that's helping them, then they're going to go to you, to help them down the road when they're making more money. They can get bigger loans, and then you make more commission. So the joke in the industry over the 4 years or so that I've been part of it was, does the business owner have a pulse? Then they're going to get approved. So it's very known that it's very much simpler to get the funding, much simpler to get approvals as long as they fit the short filter list that it takes to get approved. So now overall, there's actually like 10 loan products that everyone kind of does. There's even more technically, but if you want to talk about 10 loan products, you have startup funding. That means it's a startup company, and that typically does that. That's not, alternative lending now, just so you understand. These are all the different loan products. So startup funding, there are lenders that we know that will give someone a startup loan, if they have decent credit, like in the 600 range, which is great, because now you can get someone funding that doesn't even own a business. They're just starting up and they just have some decent personal credit. Now you can get that person funding. You can go the personal loan route. You're not going to make as much money in a personal loan route, but again, you might as well take the money if it's in front of you. You have retirement funding, securities-based financing, SBA loans, which are starting to get higher approval rates now. You have the Business Express loans, the revenue-based loans / merchant cash advance. That's exactly what we're talking about here, what I talked about before. You have equipment financing, you have franchise funding, crowdfunding. There's a lot of different loan types out there. There's even more. So again, in our Facebook group is where we provide all the support. And what you see pretty much daily are people asking, "Hey, I got this deal. I got this client. This is what they need. This is what they're looking for." And there's always just real-time information coming around where maybe somebody has a new lender, maybe someone got a deal done here or there. So it's all about people helping each other out in the Facebook group. So that's been working out very well. And again, it helps give more real-time information that's going on in the space. So what do you receive with the training? Well, you get unlimited support via the Facebook group, like I just said. I introduce you to my contacts in the industry. That's a great starting point. But again, of course, you want to, try to learn and see who else is out there as well. But the people that I personally put you in touch with that are my contacts are people I've been working with for years. I've known for years. I trust them, and they're going to provide you with good service. So yeah, I teach you the industry as a whole, right? What are you getting involved in? What's merchant cash advance? More detail, the history of it, and again, all the other loan types you can do, through different lenders, and you're just going to learn everything that you need to know to get this business off the ground. We teach you how to talk to business owners. I have a video where we kind of do a mock demo call to kind of go through all the frequently asked questions. Also give you the common questions that people are going to ask you. Um, Provide the paperwork, the application. We show you the best way to get applications signed, the fastest way using like e-sign software. So we give you everything that you need. There's really not a lot of stuff that you need to get this going, but you have everything that you need to get it going. And they're really the key to success that I've seen, not only in my own businesses and doing this business now with the e-learning stuff and teaching people how to get into business, it's the support, right? When you have ongoing support every day where you can go to the Facebook group and ask, the thousands of people that are in there and say, hey, I need some help with this. Everybody likes to jump on board and help. And that's the key to success in anything that you do is ongoing support. Because, listen, things are changing fast these days. Business is changing. The internet's changing. A lot of stuff changes quickly. So data information can get outdated pretty fast. And that's why the ongoing support, that daily support that you get every single day is key. And not only can you ask questions, but then you see other people's questions that they ask and then other responses they get. And it's really good information that goes back and forth on a daily basis. So it's really cool. So it's for me, the fact that I built this thing, and seeing this thing grow has been pretty cool. It has been. Yeah, and just watching people be successful. So I can't really complain too much. So lead generation is the key to success in most businesses, right? Because now you need to generate leads. Well, how do you get leads? How do you find business owners that are looking for money, right? Well, realistically, you just have to find a business owner because most of them are looking for money. But I am actually one of the largest business loan lead generators. I've been doing it for over 4 years. That's how I actually made most of the revenue that I've generated, how I made the Inc. 5000 list, where I'm one of the fastest growing companies, private companies in the United States. I've done very, very well. If you see my tax returns, I've generated over $7 million now, to date over the last 4 years from 2014 to 2018. So I've been very, very successful as a lead generator. So I teach people how to generate leads on their own, whether you do paid or free marketing, but we'll go into that in a second. So I started out as a business loan broker, and then from doing a business loan broker and helping companies get loans, I was also, I was a lead broker. I was flipping leads, and I became a lead generator. So I've done all the businesses that I talk about in all my e-learning courses. I've done them all, and my favorite one is the lead generation business. But you highly recommend the business loan broker business if you're the type of person that's you like being on the phone, you don't mind talking to as like a salesperson type, talking to business owners. If you're into networking, I'm not saying you have to go out and about and knock on doors and do that stuff if you don't want to, but as long as you're okay with talking to business owners, you will be successful at this because of how much demand there is out there. But now that I'm a lead generator, now I can help you both ways, right? So I can help you as a business loan broker, and I can also help you on a lead gen side because that's really, that's going to be the make or break for anybody, the ability to generate leads. I'll also teach you how to go down the same path to success. So if you do want to grow your business outside of a loan broker and get into maybe becoming a lead broker or a lead generator and other businesses down the road, that's fine. I can help you with that stuff too once you get there. But don't think too much too quick, right? Just look at it this in a way where, hey, you know what? I want to get into business. Let me start with this one business. Let me turn into a successful business, and then worry about the rest of the stuff down the road. So the lead generation methods are going to be the paid marketing. Facebook is the most popular way to generate fresh, real-time leads for yourself, but they are more expensive to do it that way. But they're also the freshest and the best way to generate those leads. You can buy age leads. I actually sell those myself. These are the same leads that I generate, and I sell them as an age lead in the training. So in your account, you'd be able to buy those. A lot of people have had success with them. I will always recommend that you always generate your own leads and not buy leads, but I'm just saying that that is an option. Um, you can also buy real-time leads out there. A lot of people buy leads from various companies out there. If you don't want to go out and generate your own, you can just buy them. You can also do free marketing. LinkedIn actually works great. We have a LinkedIn section in the training to kind of get you going, so you can actually get so just to basically utilize LinkedIn to find business owners that need loans. I mean, LinkedIn is a great B2B, business to business networking platform. If you never used it before, if you have used it before, then you know that all there are, are business professionals on LinkedIn, and it's very simple to find business owners or the right people in companies to talk to about getting a business loan. It's a great way to do it, and it's free. I mean, of course, you could do paid LinkedIn marketing, but we just recommend doing the free stuff. Craigslist actually works. I used to be a huge Craigslist marketer, but not anymore. But there are people in the group that are utilizing Craigslist on a very small scale and generating. One guy says he's generating 40 leads a month and only spending $5. It's $5 for the month, and he's generating 40 leads. And he's, I think, in the Texas area. So this isn't nationwide. This is a local marketing strategy. So he's happy. Um, you can get referrals from like bank turn downs, right? Banks are gonna turn down most loans that they get, at least 70, 80% of loans that they're gonna turn down. So if you can work with a banker and get him to refer the turn downs, that's a great lead source. You can work with accountants, financial advisors, anybody that works with businesses, of course, family, friends, everybody on Facebook and social media. Just tell the world, hey, this is what I do now. Refer me people. So that's obviously a great way just to kind of get things going. You have local networking, like a Latip, if you ever heard of that, or similar networking groups that are out there. There's also business organizations where there's just a lot of businesses that are involved and they do networking and they have events and stuff like that. That's just a great place to meet business owners, right? Get the word out, tell people what you do, etc. So this type of stuff, it really does work. You just decide what you want to do. So I'm just giving you everything you can do. There's a lot of other ways to generate leads, and it's in a training. But I'm just saying, there's paid marketing and there's free marketing, and then the local networking's technically kind of free for some ways. But if you join organizations, then yeah, you spend a little bit of money. But it's really not expensive ways to meet people. But I gotta tell you, referrals are always going to be the best lead you can possibly get. But all this stuff works. It's just up to you to figure out which one works best for you. So going into the actual training modules, so the first module in the training when you join is going to be about buying your domain name. We give you some ideas on different ways you can buy, or how you can, what names you can come up with. Module 2 is going into the create the website. I actually provide you with step-by-step video to create your website, and the website's going to be designed for lead generation. So that website will just be designed for you to generate leads that are looking for business loans. It works. It's the same exact site I've been using for years on my Facebook marketing. I spent millions on Facebook ads, so it does work. And that's a site that we give you for free to create on your own. Business Loans 101 is module 3. It's basically just explaining the industry. We have a 40, I know one video is 40 minutes long that just explains everything about merchant cash advance from beginning to end. So all that stuff is in there. It gives you everything that you need to kind of just understand the space. Module 4 is where you contact the lenders. When you contact the lenders, you just basically create your broker, or what they call an ISO, which is an independent sales organization. So you basically just contact the lenders. We give you the contacts. Of course, you go to the Facebook group and learn from other people what other lenders are out there. So you have everything you need. Module 5 is where you can purchase age leads from me if you're interested. But again, do recommend that you actually generate your own. But a lot of people, again, buy the leads just as like a starting point, kind of kick things off a little quicker. Module 6 goes to Facebook marketing. That's doing paid Facebook marketing. Module 7 is where you do LinkedIn marketing, and that's the free stuff, free LinkedIn marketing. Um, you have a bonus module, which is like the new stuff that I learned. So, like, I'm part of War Room. If you don't know, War Room Mastermind, where it costs me $40,000 a year to be involved in War Room. It's very expensive, but I learn a lot. It's obviously it's not spending money; it's investing money, because obviously I'll make the money back, which I already have for this year. But it's worth it. And I basically take all that money that I'm spending to travel, to join these kind of groups, to go to conferences. I basically take that stuff and I just give it to you guys for free. So it's all in there, and as we ongoingly learn stuff. I don't know if that's really a word, ongoingly, but as I continue to learn stuff, I basically just hand it over to you guys. So there's a digital training module, just goes into more stuff. We actually do have Instagram now in there, which I don't have. Probably should throw that in here, but an Instagram training where just to kind of learn how to kind of build your Instagram account, just from 'cause Instagram is really, really good for engagement and building your brand. So it's just up to you, obviously, to make the content. So if you see my Instagram stuff, you can kind of, see what I've been doing. And then, be a business consultant. This is the last slide. So why do I say this? I say this because don't think of I just want to become a business loan broker. And that's fine. That's a good way to start. But think beyond that, and think as like I'm a business consultant and you're helping companies grow. That's your goal, right? So one of them is, yes, do the loan brokering. But think outside of that, where you can provide other services, right? Maybe make commission on referring someone to, let's just say, do digital marketing services like Facebook ads, or maybe helping them get their website designed. There's actually hundreds of business services that you can recommend to a business and make commission on it. Or, like credit repair, right? You can refer credit repair out to somebody. You can refer, credit monitoring services, web design, Facebook, Instagram, like, social media. There's just affiliate marketing. There's, eFax, GoDaddy has an affiliate program. There's hundreds of them, and I'm not saying you have to do all of them tomorrow, but I'm just saying, as you speak to business owners and you are helping them, and even the companies you can help for whatever reason, you can say, hey, you know what? Well, just so you understand, I'm a consultant, and what else can you need help with? I understand you need funding, but what else do you need help with? Well, you know what? I can use a new website. Maybe I could use someone to help me out with Facebook ads, or I'm looking for a fax service, or yeah, well, I need if they need a website, you can refer them to GoDaddy. Like, I'll just give you a quick example. GoDaddy will pay you $100 if you give them a new customer. I mean, they'll also give you a percentage of the sale. But I typically make, through my GoDaddy affiliate program, I make 4 times the money I send them. So what does that mean? That means if I send them $1,000 in business, they pay me 4,000. It's not like clockwork that just happens to be what it usually works out to be. So I give them 4,000 in business, I'm making $16,000, right? It's a great affiliate program because of how much they pay you when you send them a new customer, and it's so worth it. So these are the little things where you can really tack on your revenue, your profit margin, because you're already talking to business owners. You might as well open up other doors. And then over time, you never know what you can get involved in, or what other services you can learn where you say, wow, this is another great service I can provide that, makes me a lot of commission or a lot of profit. So this is the becoming a business loan broker. Highly recommended if you're interested in doing this type of work. It's a great business. It's not going anywhere. It's not saturated. There is more than enough business for everybody. So especially if you just want to be like me, a one employee company working from home, where you just want to make enough money to pay your bills, kind of, live above water, get out of debt, go on more vacations, be able to do what you want when you want. These are all the stuff that I do. You know, I would rather work 10 times harder for myself than work for someone else. So this is why I love this business so much. Highly recommend it. Get involved, and we'll see you in the training.